Canada's west coast. Well known for its beauty, a place where the Pacific Ocean meets the majestic Coast Mountain Range. Vancouver sits in the southwestern part of mainland British Columbia. It is Canada's largest seaport and home to two of Viterra's grain terminals, Pacific and Cascadia. Viterra is Canada's leading agribusiness, a globally focused company that brings the bounty of prairie farms to customers in more than 50 countries around the world. In addition to its port facilities in Vancouver, Viterra owns terminals in Ontario's Thunder Bay and a majority interest at the Port of Prince Rupert in northwestern BC. In each of these ports, Viterra's interests include the largest and most efficient terminals. This virtual tour visits the Port of Vancouver. For Viterra, this is a primary link to growing the Asian, Indian subcontinent, and Middle Eastern markets. Viterra's Pacific Terminal is a specialized facility, primarily dedicated to the effective handling of Canada's growing production of peas and specialty canola crops. Cascadia Terminal, the focus of this tour, is Canada's premier multi-commodity facility, handling wheat, durum, canola, barley, and rye. This impressive structure has more than 280,000 metric tons of storage capacity. It would take a 450-kilometer-long train to fill this terminal with grain. Getting the farm customers' products to port requires a high degree of coordination and logistical expertise. Viterra has a sophisticated network of grain elevators across Canada's 3 prairie provinces and BC. It is from these locations that trains are loaded and routinely travel through the rugged mountain terrain that stands between the producer's vast fields and the Pacific coastline. Viterra is the nation's largest exporter of products such as canola, malting barley, and peas. It also serves as a handling agent and accredited exporter for wheat and barley on behalf of the Canadian Wheat Board. Once the rail cars reach the port terminals, Viterra's employees begin the work of unloading rail cars and assembling cargoes. They make sure the grain is clean and ready to be loaded on ships destined for global markets. Viterra's destination customers process these products into food like breads and pastas, breakfast cereals, cooking oils and beverages, and food ingredients. Other products go to support animal feed markets. At Cascadia, Viterra's employees carefully handle each product, maintaining the highest standards of quality control and food safety. The Canadian Grain Commission, a federal regulatory agency, establishes overall grain quality standards in Canada and manages accuracy of all weighing activities at Cascadia and all other port terminals. The Viterra Quality Assurance Program, which includes ISO registration at all port facilities, supplements CGC inspection protocols to ensure the highest standards are met. Canadian Pacific Railway services the terminal. Up to 300 cars can be unloaded each day. First, a progressioner indexes cars. grain on loads via a railcar hopper. Hydraulic doors place grain on receiving scales. The weight and grade of the grain is determined for each car to verify customer specifications. After assessment, grain can be cleaned, elevated, and stored. Grain moves to the workhouse for cleaning. This process removes weed seeds, kernels, chaff, and other foreign matter. These extraneous materials are pelletized into ingredients well suited for animal feed products. Once assessment or cleaning is done, grain is moved to storage via an elevator system. Grain moves along a conveyor to a bucket system called the leg. Then, it is transferred onto horizontal belts, which reach the designated storage bin. Each bin can store 50 to 3,000 tons of grain. Grain is stored by type and grade. Grain is only stored for a short while before it is exported. Horizontal conveyors carry grain from storage bins back down to the workhouse for shipping. Next, grain is weighed, sampled, and graded. It then moves to the loading gallery. Here, grain pours through a spout into the hold of a ship at rates of up to 3,000 metric tons per hour. From Viterra's Cascadia terminal to food producers worldwide. Viterra, extending our reach from the Canadian prairies to markets around the globe.